Hello guys. So in this video I'm gonna just talk about a few things about screen addiction or NoSurf, and I'm doing this little vlog maybe to help me just put a little bit more accountability. I mean, this is the first addiction that I really have, the one that's the hardest that I've ever encountered. I've been addicted to porn, addicted to you know uh, to weed. I've been addicted to what else have I been addicted to? So those are the main addictions I've had, and this addiction is like the one that I have never been able to completely eliminate. And so I'm just gonna talk about a few things here. I'm kind of thinking, because I'm like right now I feel like super unmotivated. I'm like, I have zero motivation. I'm like depressed. I just don't have that energy in me right now, and I think it's because just of the consumption of media. Spent yesterday watching YouTube, the day before that as well. Like, I feel like my brain is burnt out, and I really like don't even want to try. Like, I'm like 49% wanting to do like an like the screen detox. I try to do like 95%, and this is one of the points that I talked to here. So it's like trying to do like a moderate screen detox. I think is harder than just going 100%. Like, I'm not gonna watch any screens at all for like at least like 1 day, 2 days, whatever. Of course, like, you have to work and all this stuff, but I do have like I do work online, but I do have like an e-ink screen that is not an actual like screen. It's kind of like a Kindle, and I think that like it just looks like a paper, so it's like I'm not drawn to it. Like, there's something about the screen itself that is like the colors, the brightness, that the brain like craves it. And so the e-ink screen is basically just watching on paper, right? Of course, you can still like consume content in there, but I do have YouTube blocked on my laptop, but I don't have it blocked on my phone. But anyway, so I'm just gonna try to talk brain fog. Like this kind of feeling where like you feel like your mind isn't sharp. And I feel that right now, and I wanna not have that feeling anymore. Like, I want my mind to be sharp. My thoughts be clear. When I did like a 7-day screen detox, like, I remember my mind felt like so powerful. Like, my thoughts felt like so powerful, and it's hard to explain it, but I don't feel that right now. So I've talked about lack of motivation. This idea that this screen addiction, like, it makes your life suck, because it's like we're not getting any fulfillment from life. We're getting everything from the screen, but it's like all these like empty, like unreal things that our brain is kind of like tricked into liking. But it's like we lost the social circle to the internet. We lost, being in sports or having like a type of skill in a type of a sport, be it team sport, be it, we lost that. We lost, so many things. We lost like a girlfriend. We lost, a love life. We lost being in a community, being in a group of people. Like, we lost everything to the online, right? So our life sucks, and then that suckiness depresses us deep down in our heart, because we know that our life sucks. We know that. And our online life could be, we're part of fucking League of Legends guild and whatever, but we know that's not like, I think we are deep inside ourselves, our soul knows that we're just alone in a room staring at a screen. Like, there's no like the brain knows that that's not the real thing. Like, we can't really feel fulfilled, I think, truly, like, because we know that we're just sitting there, and So the more life sucks, the more the screen and the internet sucks us in, and so it's a really horrible thing, because once you want to stop with the internet, it's like that was your entire life. Like there's nothing there left. But that's the truth, and that's why we're depressed. But it's really hard, because, well, I guess, well, what I would say is that even drugs, when I was like a stoner, when I was like, you know, even when I was like, even like drugs mostly make you socialize even more than when you're like an internet addict. Like when you're a stoner, you're like, well, it depends, right? But a lot of times, like even becoming a stoner, like makes you make friends, because like it's so easy to make friends when you're high. You get together to smoke, and it's like it can be like alienating, like you're alone smoking, and I've had that as well. But a lot of times as well, like weed has given me like a social circle, of stoners. But and even people that do like other drugs, meth heads, even fucking people, homeless, drug addicts, like the drug makes them socialize. But when it comes to the internet, it's like, there's no, yeah, you socialize online, but it's like in the real world, you're completely isolated. So yeah, I mean, it's scary, the idea of, you know, facing that sadness that, holy shit, I've wasted all this fucking time. And the idea that we have like two lives, it's like we have, obviously the real world life that is real, and then we have the digital one that is basically fake. It's like, just pixels on a screen, right? So I really feel like this whole, like there's this phenomenon where having two different lives is somehow makes us, like somehow I think our brain somehow can't handle having two lives. Like we kind of like focus on one. So either you focus on your real life, and your internet life is almost like a secondary thing, or your real life becomes a digital world, and your main life is a digital world, and your real life becomes like your secondary, kind of like auxiliary life to the main one. But we can't really have 50-50. I think it's like, and obviously, like if you're like the internet is like so much more enticing than the real world. Like if I want to get some pleasure in the real world, like I have to do like so much more effort for like a smaller amount of dopamine, quote unquote, than like if I just like go online and like a few clicks, and I'm like in this new amazing world, and there's people there, and there's adventure, and there's all these things. Or there's like YouTube videos where I'm like, because even like YouTube is my big addiction. Like when you're watching like a YouTube video, it's a type of social interaction in our brain, because we're watching another human talk right in front of us, to us. So it's like this, it's kind of like almost like a social interaction, and there's like people that you really like. Obviously they're entertaining, that's why they're there. But they're not, but it's like, it's obviously it's, you're alone, and they don't even know you exist. And so it's like, it's almost like a fake social interaction, right? It's artificial intelligence, AI, kind of, I don't know. And anyway, so I'm really wanting to do this. I think the only way I'm gonna be able to do it is just cut 100%, because it's like, if I just touch it a little bit, like it pulls me back in more and more. So if I just say like, you know what, I'm not gonna see any screens for like at least a day, 2 days. I have to put like a goal, because I was even thinking, I was looking online, of course, consuming content, looking about internet addiction and screen addiction, and there was a guy that was talking about not doing. He every Sunday he completely like did not do any digital media at all. So I was like, that's interesting. So every Sunday, this guy just didn't watch any screens at all, and he said that like it changed his life. So I was thinking that maybe because one thing about being productive or achieving anything is that if what you look at, like if you're if whatever you want to do is like a huge goal, a huge, it's like you're this, and this is like the task or the endeavor that you want to do. Like this situation is just like creates so much resistance when we see like this. Like for me, this is what it looks like to like quit screens and quit all this tech addiction. It's like all this is half of this is like pain, this is like the inconvenience, the boredom, like all this stuff, the time that I have to like it just seems so much. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to start off with maybe 1 day a week to abstain from tech, because I've been wanting to abstain from tech for like years now. Like the first time I realized that I was like a tech addict, like a YouTube, and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually wasting my life. Like when I really realized that was 5 years ago. And I haven't been able to, I haven't had any progress since then, even wanting it, I fall back, the most I've been able to do it is 7 days. 7 days without any screens. And I felt amazing. So, that's the scary part of this addiction. And, it's all around us. It's really scary, but it might be the better idea I was thinking like I can do two things. I can either like have 1 day of the week that I'm gonna 100% like have no screens. So it's like, okay, so I can do anything I want basically for, an entire week, but Sunday or Saturday, no screens at all. And then kind of try to keep doing that and then increase it, maybe Sunday and Saturday or Friday and Sunday, whatever. And then slowly try to increase it, because I think I can actually live my entire life without the screens, because I do have a e-ink screen, which like I connect to my laptop, and then I don't have to watch a screen. I'm watching the the e-ink screen. And so I'm thinking about that. I mean, I don't know. Also, like today's Thursday, I already want to start. I'm like, I don't want to waste any more time. But anyway, these are just thoughts that I'm having. So I did find something, and I've talked about it before, but actually watching some guy talking about NoSurf, I discovered that there exists an Internet and Tech Addicts Anonymous group. I don't know why I never researched this, but there exists a 12-step program for Internet and Tech Addicts. Internet Tech Addicts Anonymous. You just Google that, you will find the group. And we have like Zoom meetings. I've gone to 2 meetings already. But I mean, that's amazing. And it's funny because it's like, I think it's the biggest addiction in the entire world today. Is like the Internet and Tech Addicts. Like just go anywhere, any restaurant, everybody's on their phone, everybody's addicted to this. But it's such an insane addiction because of that, addiction. That amount of people that are addicted is like 0.001 that realize that they're addicted or that want to do anything about it. But it's an epidemic of sorts. But anyway, so another thing is called Under Earners Anonymous. And Under Earners Anonymous is it's another 12-step program, but it's even better than any other anonymous group or 12-step program that I've seen, because Under Earners basically is a group that's, the idea is for people that aren't making enough money, that are basically under earning what they like. They're not making enough money to sustain themselves. So poverty is seen like the addiction, underachieving is the addiction. But what I like about it is that it also includes underbeing. So it's like if you aren't reaching your potential, if you're not like, if you're underbeing, you're not, you're living below your means, like in a, socially, money wise, like any way, that enters into under earner. So it kind of encapsulates underbeing, underachieving. So even like if you're like a sports person and you're not reaching the goals you want to reach, like that, it enters into under earners. So it's an insanely interesting concept because it's like the 12-step program, but it's the only program that I've seen that has like, you have to write goals. You have like a time log where you write down like what you do all the time. So it's like wasting time is seen like one of the kind of like being like drinking. It's like alcoholics. They drink, they get drunk. That's like what they're trying to stop doing, and under earners are trying to stop wasting time. So it's like extremely interesting. I'm really excited. There's a meeting in 45 minutes and I'm gonna go in. I'm still trying to learn more about it. And the cool thing is that in the groups, like you have like action buddies. So it's like basically accountability buddies, but you meet every day. You talk about, your goals every day, what you did, all this stuff. So it's very practical. I really like that because, AA meetings and any type of meetings that I've gone to, it's a lot about talking about, just talking basically what you did wrong or your misery and all this stuff. And that works because, tons of people have, that's why it's so popular. Like tons of people have, left their addictions with Alcoholics Anonymous. But what I really like is the more action focused approach of Under Earners Anonymous. So I really think that Under Earners is kind of like the daddy of all addictions, because if you had like your time managed well, if you had everything in your life managed well, that wouldn't create the frustration that would lead you to drink or would lead you to do drugs. Like if you manage your time well, you manage your life well, and everything would fall in line, because everything is in under earners, like is seen like how do you say? It's like something like, why are you wasting your time drinking? Why are you wasting your time doing drugs? So it's like, in that case, like any other addiction fits into under earners. You know what I mean? Like because you're wasting your time doing something that you shouldn't be doing. So I'm trying to focus. Because I was thinking of going to both. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to focus on under earners and just go all in on under earners, because really like under earners focuses also on the internet and tech addiction. Because internet and tech addiction, you just go to the groups and everybody's going to be talking about, their internet tech addictions. But the thing is that, the reason that under earners, started was because there was a guy going to Debtors Anonymous, people that are addicted to or have their, financial life in shambles. And he like completely got out of debt. And, so he was basically quote unquote sober with the debt addiction, debt. And, but the guy realized like my life is still shit. I still live in this shitty apartment. I still like, like my life is shit. So it's like, yeah, that's the thing. You can dominate, or you can, surpass, your addictions. But then it's like, what do you do next? And of course that's why I like Under Earners Anonymous, because for example, like I kind of like, for the most part, like big time, I'm not going to say I'm 100%, but let's say I'm 99, 98%, free from porn. Like I pretty much kind of feel like I handled that. So it's like, so what's next? It's like you took out the negative, now you have to put in the positive. So all these addiction programs, they focus on removing the negative. Alcoholics Anonymous is like, yeah, I'm a free drinking, and it's like they almost see like that's the goal, right? Yeah, I mean, I agree. it's an amazing goal, but it's like what goes after that, you know, and what goes after that is building, you know, the life that you want, building the vision. And that's what Under Earners Anonymous does. Is like you actually have like a goal sheet where you put your goals, and then it's like your time sheet. You have to, like, basically it's like, why aren't you working on your time, on your goals, and your vision? And when you're not doing that, it's seen like a being drunk on time. You know, it's like you're time drunk, you're wasting your time, you know, and that's kind of like the thing that you're recovering from, wasting time. I did hear some people mention like they have like certain time that they allot themselves to like consume media, but besides that, it's because you know, I guess that's reasonable to say, you know, okay, I'm gonna watch, you know, I do wanna, because also, you know, Under Earners Anonymous also focuses on recreation. So it's like not only is you're gonna be like working all the time, it's also like what are you doing to, you know, to make your life more interesting or more, you know, enjoyable. And you know, some people like really want to see their TVs, so okay, you can watch your TV, but you're gonna put like a certain time limit per day. So you know, so yeah, it's very interesting. I'm still learning about it, but yeah. So I already talked about this 100% versus 99. You know, something that I feel sometimes is like, I feel like if I stop using the internet and the tech, that I'm gonna be like, that I'm wasting time. But I feel like I'm wasting, like when I feel like my brain is foggy and I feel motivated and the days pass and like I'm not really going anywhere, like that's basically because my brain dopamine system is like completely fucked up. It's like it's over stimulated, so it might seem counterproductive to like stop everything, like even your productive things that you do online, to make your brain like rewire itself. And then moving forward is like you're gonna be kind of like more effective. Because if I would have taken like a week off of all tech, like even years ago, I think that would have like just put my life like in a better direction. But because I haven't done that, it's still going in the same direction. So, you know, I don't know, but I'm trying to really, I want to convince myself, like I want to feel motivated enough to do it. And, you know, doing like this tech addiction is really interesting because, for example, the other addictions, like even porn addiction, masturbation addiction, I kind of like, how do you say, like, I can more, like, it's been like, so, like my mind has been less difficult to convince. Like, and I kind of starting to realize like what addiction is, like, in a way, because like even though like weed addiction was really hard for me to drop, and like porn addiction, but tech addiction I feel like is in a whole new level of mindfuckery and me convincing myself that, you know, one video, like just the idea is like so overwhelming that I'm kind of thinking like this is what must it feel like to be like a heroin addict or like a meth addict. Well, it's because the thing is that even like those hard drugs, your mind like can't rationalize them, you know, because it's like, you know, it's a drug, you know, it's bad. But that's why people say like marijuana has been like much harder to quit than like heroin, because it's like it's much more easy to rationalize, and because it's not so bad, you know. So kind of like tech addiction is like that, but even more. And also the fact that like weed is like so socially accepted, makes it harder. But so it's like the same thing with tech. It's like the damage is really, you know, gradual and really sneaky, and it's extremely socially accepted. Like if you're not online, it's like you're some kind of like recluse, or you're some kind of weirdo. When before, like if you were all day online, like in the 90s, you were like a computer weirdo. You're like, oh, this guy's like an internet freak, like he's all the time like on the screen, like what the fuck's wrong with him? Well, if you're not that if you're not that this day and age, you're the weirdo. So that's like insane how the entire society, the entire world became like this screen addict, you know, and it's the Matrix, you know, that's the Matrix. We're plugged into the Matrix. The Matrix has us, and we feed it our energy, we feed it our attention, our emotions, and our you know, our time, our life, and basically we feed it, you know, all our dreams and our ambitions and our relationships, everything just gets sucked into like this black hole that is the screens, you know, be it video games or porn or just YouTube. It's just sucking all those, you know, things in our life. And anyway, so another thing that I'm thinking about is accepting it will suck. So, you know, like mentally thinking, okay, I'm gonna do a screen fast. It's gonna absolutely fucking suck, but just accepting it. And that's what I did when I like overcame, you know, porn and masturbation addiction. Like the first 3 weeks like are always like extremely hard. And that's one of the things that I tell people when I give tips to people about, you know, how to quit that. I tell them, accept it will suck so badly. Just know that it will, and that actually helps you when it starts to suck. You already kind of decided in your brain, in your mind, that you were gonna go through it. So I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna do the same thing. You know, this is gonna absolutely suck. I'm gonna be extremely bored. I'm gonna feel weird, tired, because I've already done it. You know, the screen fast, and so yeah. The other thing is just the dumb phone. You know, because even like when I have like my like when I have blocked things in my phone, like the addiction to screens, like you can actually see it, because I like I just open my phone and I just look through my own pictures, just to see something, just to have like, just so the screen like hits my eyes or something like so I'm thinking, just going back to a dumb phone, I'm thinking of getting one of those dumb phones that have like WhatsApp, because WhatsApp, like it is sadly, you know, essential in the world. So I was like, okay, I can get a WhatsApp, and somebody like message me on WhatsApp, I can just call them, because I was just gonna suck to text on those like dumb phones that have WhatsApp. But yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that, and yeah, I mean, it really like it really is hard. Like I'm really fighting in my mind. Like I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be, you know, feeling alone. I don't want to. I just don't want to deal with it, you know. And it's very, you know, it's a huge load of emotions. Like because when I've done it before, you know, a complete detox, like all these emotions come up about how you're wasting your time. It's almost like the screens like push all our emotions downward, and when you completely like remove it, like they all come to the store, how do you say, to the front. So I'm thinking, like, you know what, I can just put on my watch like I can put like a chronometer like this, and just let's see how long I can go without watching a screen. So I don't know. It's the thing is that I might just need to break it down, because right now what I'm feeling is this, you know. So I might just say, you know what, I'm just gonna do 1 day at a time. So I'm gonna do like 1 day screen fast, and then you just one, you know, normal day, maybe like 2 normal days, 1 screen fast, or three normal, one screen. Like somehow I have to like I think there's no way that I'm gonna just be able to do it, because even when I've told myself like, okay, I'm gonna do a screen fast, the first thing I do is like I binge, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna binge before I do the fast. So that's kind of like, because I'm doing I'm doing like this, like maybe like if I control it like smaller steps, and then like maybe once per week the first week, two per week the second week, like two screen fasts. I don't know. This is insane, but anyway, please, I'd love everybody to contact me if you're suffering with this addiction. I'm gonna put my email here. Email me and we'll talk. Maybe we can get a group of people, and hopefully I can get, you know, just need, I don't know what's the key to this, you know, maybe yeah, maybe breaking it down is the key, you know, maybe doing like hourly, like, okay, I'm not gonna do screens for 1 hour. I don't know. Maybe the day thing is a good idea to start, like once per week. That seems like I can really do that. Like mentally, I don't feel such a resistance to doing it like that. Like, okay, I'm gonna do Sunday. I'm not gonna watch screens at all. And then maybe do like a month, because even like this guy that said that he did it like that, he felt so many benefits. So that's the thing right now. Like because the motivation comes from the perception of the benefits, right? So if I just do it a little bit, I might give me the enough willpower to do more. And also because obviously like the mind plays games with you. Like I'm thinking, oh, 1 day a week, that's nothing. But if I don't think like that, like I'm gonna do 0 days, and then like months might go by. So I think that's the best way to do it. Just I'm gonna start 1 day a week, and then I'm going to, once I get that day down, I'm going to start to increase it, and then maybe the whole weekend, right? The whole weekend, no screens, and then maybe, you know, because the thing is like the content, like, and all this stuff, like, because it's like screen addiction, but it's also like content addiction, you know. Like I really like I think this is what I'm gonna do. Like 1 day, no tech at all, no podcast, no music, no content, no stimulation, like artificial stimulation, you know, at all, because it's like it's fake, you know what I mean? Like weird, like even if you put like even music, like, you know, obviously music is, I'm not gonna say music is like evil or whatever, but like if you heard, like if the brain is hearing like this incredible music and is giving all this like dopamine, like how is that gonna affect everything else? You know what I mean? Like I think I don't know. I think I should. That's what I'm gonna do. Like 1 day, no artificial stimulation at all. Music. Like if I'm in a restaurant, they put music. Okay. If I'm in somewhere and they put live music, you know, that's okay, because I'm outside. I'm somewhere. You know, it's part of the venue. You know, but giving myself like this artificial pleasure at will, I'm not gonna do it. So So I'm gonna start with 1 day a week. I'm gonna choose Saturday. So today's Thursday. Saturday. I'm gonna have a completely no screen, no tech, nothing at all. Not even like Zoom meetings of a like Tech Addicts Anonymous groups or meetings or anything, or Under Earners meetings. Nothing. So this Saturday, I'm gonna completely. So I'm just gonna recap here. It's gonna be no screen, no podcasts, no music, basically well, obviously no audiobooks, no tech at all. Okay, I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling a little bit relieved that I kind of, came to this idea of doing it once per week, because that's the only way that I'm in my mind right now. I can accept it. Putting that date in the future kind of like gives me some out. Like if I say to myself, I'm gonna stop all tech right now, and there's no deadline. There's no it just seems like I've tried to do it before. It hasn't worked. So I'm gonna try this approach. Starting slow, and then and getting consistent with that, feeling the benefits, and then maybe expanding one day. Maybe it's like it could be like Saturday and then also Wednesday. So it's like I have 1 day offline and then a few days online and then another offline, like Wednesday, Saturday, something like this. So it's maybe because 2 days together, like if I did Saturday and Sunday, like no screens, like maybe like this is too much for my brain to handle, like so much time offline. So maybe like doing it like this, and then maybe later, so doing like this, and then maybe later like I can do Saturday and then maybe like Monday, Wednesday, like just something like this. I don't know. All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. So today is May the 12th, 2022. That means that, so tomorrow is Friday 13, 14 is Saturday. So May 14th is gonna be the day that I have a completely no internet, and then I'm gonna report back, and then I'm gonna just do it like that for a few weeks, and then I'm gonna probably put like a day in between, or maybe if I feel like I'm gonna do it like this, like Saturday is like 100% like 100% no screen Saturday, like that's undebatable, that's fixed. And then later on, like when I have like a month of doing this, like or 2 weeks, or if I feel motivated, maybe I do it Saturday and I feel like, man, I feel like motivated, I want to do it like more days. I'm gonna do whatever days I do, I'm gonna do, but Saturday I'm always gonna do it. So it's always gonna be there. And then if I fail, like let's say I try again and I fail, that's okay. Saturday I'm always gonna do it, and then if I try again, whatever. But Saturday I'm gonna make it like maybe like the base, or the whatever. So that's gonna be like my rock, and then maybe like another day I can build it, and then I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but definitely one day that is non-negotiable, and then the other days if I fail or I don't fail, or maybe I get overly excited and then I fail, it doesn't matter. Saturday, I have to do it again, always. So I have that base, and that way, like, doesn't happen like what happened to me, that like years passed and and it's like, fuck, I'm still haven't been able to remove myself from the screen. So even like I did this video maybe a week ago, or I don't know how long ago, saying like I'm gonna do a screen fast, like I didn't last hours into it. But I think this way is gonna work. Well, it's gonna be. I think I feel. I think it's gonna work. But you know, I have to build up my life. I have to build the social circle. I have to build outdoors activities. You know, my social skills, like all of these things that, you know, the internet. I got sucked into the internet. I have to build them, and. But anyway, I'm excited. I think this strategy is gonna work, because I can't underestimate this addiction. You know, it's it's. I mean, even in the NoSurf group, like you don't see too many people, too many success stories there. You know, so it is insanely hard. But I'm gonna try it like this first, and then we'll see how it goes. Thank you.